On my mind, gotta hustle and grind. Financial literacy always on my mind. I'm stacking knowledge, no time to waste. Gotta invest smart, gotta keep up the pace. I'm reading books, learning all the tricks, studying the market, making calculated picks.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Reckless Ray Dinero, and we are back at it again for the Robinhood portfolio update. Obviously, as those of you know, we have built a portfolio from scratch. I've given myself the personal handicap of only using high yield dividend weekly payers, which means I can't go to my go-to, which is Misty, for this portfolio. And, you know, we're seeing the growth, seeing how it's going. Now, the rules and caveats of this portfolio are there is a small stipend of my paycheck that is direct deposited into this every payday, which is every 2 weeks. But any extra outside of my paycheck income, side hustle income that comes in, tax return that came in, goes into this portfolio. Reason being, we are building a portfolio that's going to eventually get to the point to where it will pay for my Robinhood credit card. Now, I'm not allowing myself to use that credit card till this portfolio gets to a portfolio balance of $5,000. Even though I did get the credit card, it's sitting on the shelf, looking and glistening at me, waiting for me to make the switch over to that credit card for the daily driver. But I am not doing that until I get to $5,000 balance with the dividends rolling in. Eventually, this will be my this specific portion of my portfolio is separate from my dominant income portfolio that's going to pay all of my expenses. I wanted to build this out since it's in such correlation. It's easy to pay the Robinhood credit card from these accounts. I wanted to build something specifically for my incidentals, my everydays, stuff that I want to get. Like if something goes on that credit card, that'll cover my, obviously the utilities will be on there, all of that stuff. But as it's a daily driver, like I'm really planning on moving the majority of everything onto that daily driver card so that everything's covered. But I also want to make sure that the core redundant average expenses are accounted for on this card. So like I'll do my fuel expense. I'll do an average fuel expense allotment mixed in with my average utilities. Because those are going to be consistent reoccurring expenses. And I do want to have an account tied to this credit card that pays for that average food. Like that's going to be my target. Actually, that's going to be one of my homework assignments over this weekend so that I can actually put a target on the, what is it? A target on the Snowball Analytics portfolio that we're using to track this on the side. So that we can project out. But before we get into any of that, I want to give you a reminder for those of you that have rolled in here. I want to remind you to like the video. Those of you who've been here more than twice, I want to formally welcome you to the Wolf Pack. You're one of us now, whether you like it or not. Ghost Watchers, you are one of us. 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 So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Next thing you got to do after you hit that subscribe button is you need to tap that bell button and put all notifications on, because I don't spam your feed. I only give you what you need, which is the updates on this thing that we've got going on over here. And yeah, also share the video because I'm mediocrely entertaining. So we're going to jump right on into it. I'm going to bring to the screen for those of you who are listening and not watching, because who watches these? I listen. I know a lot of people actually watch these videos, and I am sorry for my lack of entertainment. We're just getting straight to the business over here. But me personally, I seldom watch anything on YouTube. I listen to everything. So I will break this down for those of you who are listening as well. I have pulled up my Robinhood portfolio showing the balances because we like to give the receipts. There's a lot of people out there who do a lot of what I like to consider armchair quarterbacking, because there just seems to be that everybody has a 6-figure portfolio that they just threw a bunch of money into. And it kind of, like, sometimes there's gems in there, but also, like, if you're not showing the receipts, you could be fudging these numbers. Like, I'm using these same analytics softwares that you guys are using to track stuff, and the numbers are off. That's the first thing that I want to point out. The numbers are off, and you will see that when we get over into Snowball Analytics. But secondly, I could literally put anything in there because I'm using the free version, so I have to manually enter my transactions. And the paid version doesn't auto sync correctly anymore if you have Charles Schwab. I don't know how it works with the other exchanges, but Charles Schwab on my main account, I'm manually uploading the transactions. So realistically, I'm only doing them at the end of every month. Granted, we don't update that portfolio every week, so I don't have to worry about downloading the transcript and then uploading it every week. But what I'm saying is, if you can manually put stuff in there, which means you could put anything. You could say you have any amount of money to make these videos because most of you are making money off of here, which is awesome. It's dope. Do you? But over here in the Wolfpack, we tell the truth. We give the receipts every time. No excuses. So we're jumping into the Robinhood portfolio. First, we're going to give a breakdown and talk about what we've got going on. Oh, you know what? I forgot to put that buy in. Hold on a second. While we've got this pulled up, I've got to put in a buy that I did. I know I didn't do that. And that might be part of the reason it's a little bit off. Oh my goodness. How did I do this to myself? So I'm going to go ahead and this isn't on the screen, but what I'm doing right now is I'm actually adding this trade into the Snowball Analytics, so that way we can get that information as well as you. Let me make sure. I might have done this. Did I do this? My BTC. Yep, I did do it. Never mind. It's in there. Okay. So, see, freaking out about nothing. This is what happens when I have to record late. Like, I came home, hopped in the shower to get the sawdust off of me and out of my eyeballs. And here we are, me scrambling, freaking out about a transaction that I thought I didn't put in, but I did put it in. So there we go. Past Ray was awesome. And future Ray is present Ray is acknowledging it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go down and give a talk so you guys can see the full balance. We are at $4,173.33 in the overnight. We have dropped 4.73%. Ain't worried about it. Most of my positions are up. And that was today. Overnight, so far, we have dropped an additional 0.11%. Not worried about it. Most of my positions are up. At present, we have LFGY. We have 23.52 shares. YBTC, we have 13.33 shares. COIW, KOI, we have 13 shares. QDTE, we have 16 shares. Hood, we have 2 shares. PLTW, we have 12 shares. And MST, the new entrance to this portfolio coming in a big way, we have 80 shares. Our target is 100 shares. I think I'm going to go at 110 though, because that way it'll give me the ability to sell blocks at 10. So we can decide whenever it goes up enough. On the upside, we'll sell 10 to 20 shares. And then obviously when it goes down, we will be buying 10 to 20 shares. Now, let's have a conversation. We're going to jump over into the Snowball Analytics. I don't like to drag these out too long. We're going to go, obviously, see. So this is showing like $700 more. If I go to the holdings match. So I don't know where they're pulling these numbers from because it's not. You know what it is? My margin. I know what it is. It's my margin because I have $700 something in margin. Okay, so this is Snowball Analytics, I owe you an apology. The price isn't off. It's subtracting for my margin because we have margin in that account because we get a free $1,000 and I am up to $700. I think it's $31 in margin. It swings back and forth because I get money from side hustles. I get money from my direct deposits, which eat into the margin, and then I buy it back up. Normally I keep it at about 500, but there were some buys that I wanted to get in. MST dropped a little bit, so I did a buy today. I've been buying basically every day this week. That's what we do. We buy, and I had that margin available, so I kicked it up a little bit, shot a little bit over my $500 target of margin. So we were at $731, which is roughly about what this is off. So we are where we're supposed to be, which is nice. So that makes me feel a little bit better. Total profit, we are up 14%. The reason we look at total profit is we are getting paid a dividend on these products. So you have to factor that into your return. Now, if you reinvest it, awesome. If you don't or use it for something else, that does not mean that you did not get that money, and that money needs to be factored in the return, even if you tricked it off. Even if you fumbled that bag. Now, me personally, everything stays in the portfolio because we're running a margin. So like until that margin is paid off, the margin gets eaten up first, but we're also reinvesting. Now, with that said, as the portfolio grows, it'll start eating into that margin. Eventually we'll just get it up out of here. I'll have a event, probably just let the dividends eat that up. But moving on to the dividend calendar, and this is where it gets interesting because these numbers are askew, and we're going to have a conversation about it. So right now it's showing my my total annual income off this portfolio right now as it sits. It is projecting out, and this is based on the last dividends that we got. This updates every time we get paid. At present, it is stating that we are at an annual income of $2,045. Not bad. Monthly, that puts us at $170.42. Daily, we are making $5.60 with a yield of 42.7%. As we go down to the dividend calendar, it gets them all slotted out for you. It's like, did you get paid? Yep, nope, yep, nope, yep, nope. We got a payday coming up tomorrow. They're projecting 11, 17, 23. So basically $23. Not bad for a weekly paying portfolio. That's what we're projected out to have tomorrow is $23.63. The deal is this. And all of these, we do not have MST on here yet because they have not started paying dividends. This is part of the reason I was in a mad rush to keep a balance of 100 shares and just kind of play the edges on that. Whatever our initial target, whatever our initial holding value is when we get to that 100 mark, that's going to be the metric. So if we get to the 100 and it's at $25, it's going to be $2,500. We'll be playing the game off $2,500, and I'm probably going to give myself a $200 leeway because that'll keep it interesting. This is a leveraged product, so if it goes up $200, we'll sell off a little bit. This is the reason that I am getting myself positioned with 110 shares, because once we get up $200 on the position, I'll sell 10 shares, and then we'll just let it ride at 100. And then if it goes under that position, we'll buy however many shares we need to buy back up to whatever that target price is supposed to be. And then the next time it goes up 200, we'll start selling in 10 share blocks again. And that way we're able to kind of hedge that position. I will not be having a super highly weighted MST position. I do want to have 100 shares there, and then I'm going to do the exact same thing with my COIW and my PLTW weeklies, except for I'm not going for 100 shares. I will get those up to probably 50 shares, and that's just to keep the weekly payment tasty. So MST, I'm making a guesstimation that since it's MicroStrategy related and I've had good luck with Misty. Now, obviously, these are two totally different animals. I would never compare them, but Misty has the volatility to make good payments even on a weekly basis. You're gaming the volatility. MSTR is volatile. So I'm assuming that it's going to have a good payment on MST that will be impressive. It'll be something that people will note. It's the only product based off MSTR that is a weekly play that pays weekly. So I want 100 shares. If the payment is what is good, we might bump that up. We might shoot for 200 shares. I don't know. What I do know is sitting on a leveraged position that is an active trading position. So I do watch that. When I get to lunch, when I take my lunch, I'm going, hey, am I collecting money or am I going to have to deploy some money to buy back up to the rate on this? But our annual income and our yield percentage are both askew right now because MST hasn't started paying yet, which is why I was kind of using this opportunity to front run that and get in and get those 100 shares. Because if they come out and do a knockout of the park payment for the first payment, then I've got 100 shares. That's going to be a good little kick in the pants for the portfolio. And from then on, it's off to the races. It'll probably substantially kick this income up because I have one position in my portfolio, which is the one that I'm focusing on right now, that is not paying. So something that needs to be made note of. So these numbers will probably go up. Like I said, I like to keep that yield, even in this kind of very passive, we're getting paid every week. It's not going to be as good or substantial as my primary income portfolio, but it's weekly payers and we're trying to see how that works. Also, it's tied to a credit card. We're looking to just cover our reoccurring regular expenses. I don't normally jump super far outside of that. So as long as we're covering that and obviously taxes for this account, I'm good with it. So that's what we're looking at. That's what we're doing. That's where we're at. Going back to the dashboard. I'm excited. MST is a new position. I'm hoping that they do what I'm hoping they're going to do. And once those dividends start rolling in, then we'll get an updated look at what we're doing within the weekly portfolio. We'll get the full scope once they start paying. Now, they said that normally they do build up a little bit of a war chest over a few weeks. So I'm guessing hopefully by the end of the month, we get our first payment. And we'll see what we're working with. We'll see what that position is going to be doing. Till next week, people, this is what I got for you. Hope you liked it. Make sure to hit that like if you haven't hit it yet. Also, for those of you who have been here more than twice, go ahead and hit that subscribe, hit that bell, turn all notifications on, rock out with your boy, join the real wolf pack, because no one is trying to get rich over here by ourselves, which is why it's so important that you also share the video, share the content. Get me out into the algorithm. People need to know that what can be done, what can be built out. So, yeah, bring some more people into the fold. Let's talk about it. Looking forward to hearing from you guys down in the comments. Till next week, it's your boy Reckless Rated Arrow, and we have had another wonderful episode of the Robinhood Portfolio Update for the May 16th edition. Bag Fortification Friday. Make sure to fortify the bag. No fumbling the bag around here. Wolfpack members do not do that. Till next week, people, it's your boy Reckless Rated Arrow, and I'm out. Peace.
Money on my mind, yeah. Focus, got no time for games, nah. I don't play it, I'm all about that financial literacy. Investing in my future, building generational wealth. Dollar bills, they be calling my name, but I ain't chasing fame, I'm chasing change. Learn the game, now I'm playing it smart. Putting my money to work, it's an art. I'm stacking paper, building my own empire. No more living check to check, I'm getting higher. Investing in stocks, real estate, and more. Gotta secure the bag, that's what I came for.